Billy Stark's intro. That's right, it is Friday night. AEW Rampage just went off the air, so it is time for the cleanup crew to come through and give our review. Wow, that was a lot more animated than I anticipated. Saludos, Splittergamas. I am Adolfo, the Nerdy Puerto Rican, and I am here with the AEW cleanup crew review for tonight's AEW Rampage on the 23rd of February. And let's get right into it. Why don't we? It was an enjoyable show. We had some good matches. Started right off with the three-way trios match, and I really would like if someone could email me or forward me a Cliff Notes version of what the exact rules are for three-way trios matches, because it kind of seems like Whose Line Is It Anyway, where there really is no rules. But it was a great match. We had a bunch of high flyers, a bunch of teams that have faced off against each other. We had Matt Sydal with Private Party facing off against Top Flight and Action Andretti, and Commander Penta Cerro and the Bounty Hunter, Brian Keith, facing off against each other. Again, all these teams have faced off with each other one way or another, and high flying. There's going to be a lot of action. The nice thing is that it wasn't a complete mess. Yeah, we had a little bit of a Donnybrook, a little towards the beginning there, where everyone kind of jumped in and got some licks in. It was a really well-paced match, in my opinion. You didn't have a lot of extraneous stuff going on outside. The action really stayed inside, and it highlighted just how elegant and graceful these wrestlers are in the ring. The only one I feel like kind of got the short end of the stick was Brian Keith, because he's not so much a high flyer. He's a power guy, and he did show off his power, but definitely we had a lot of rope jumping, a lot of jumping over the ropes and whatnot. In the end of the match, Penta did end up getting the pin on Matt Sydal. And watching ROH, so ROH airs on Thursdays, and then watching Rampage on Friday, and you see a lot of guys coming from ROH to Rampage, and they're giving it. They give 150% over on ROH, and they're giving 150% on Rampage. And the reason why I'm saying this is Matt Sydal and Commander, they had matches on ROH the night previously, 150% high energy, and they came in and did the same thing tonight, and they did not disappoint. So it was a great way to start the night. And like I said, Penta picks up the pin on Matt Sydal. One quick sidebar. I do hope that we kind of start veering these trios back into some sort of some sort of story, some sort of plot, maybe going after the championship that the Acclaimed have. Just because I think it's time. I think we have established some names in the trios division. And I think that it's time that these guys actually start going for some belts. So that was that. And then after that, we had a backstage segment with Renee Paquette. She was interviewing and Harley, and kind of bent out of shape that Ruby Soho and Cool Hand Ange are hitting it off. But she did make the announcement that her brother, Zack Knight, has signed with All Elite Wrestling. And as me and Mikey did say, I believe it was last week or the week before in the review, it looks like this is leading to a match where you have Saraya and her brother Zack Knight versus Cool Hand Ange and Ruby Soho, which with the amount of buildup this has had, I feel it's going to be a very entertaining match, and I'm ready for it. I'm ready to see it happen. That was good. It was a good segment. So then after that, we had the Young Bucks came out, the EVPs, if you will. They came out. They faced off against Johnny Lyons and Cappuccino Jones, getting quite the pop. with the crowd tonight. Unfortunately, that really didn't mean nothing because the Young Bucks pretty much steamrolled Mr. Lyons and Mr. Jones, and got themselves a little squash victory that they can tuck underneath their belts. Then they took the mic and started cutting a promo. They called up Tony Schiavone. They apologized to Tony Schiavone for the previous week where they had pushed him down and fined him $1,000, something like that. Gave Tony Schiavone a $25 Amazon gift card. And if that's not corporate bosses trying to win their employees over, I don't know what is. But yeah, this spot was definitely made to ramp up the match that the Young Bucks are going to be having against Sting and Darby Allin, who are currently the AEW Tag Team Champions. A lot of talk about Sting's final coming up this week because Revolution is coming up in 2 weekends, I believe it is. So this was more to kind of forward along the Young Bucks and their storyline. It was all right. The way that the Young Bucks are presenting themselves now, it's a complete tonal shift, where they used to be bright colors and fringe, and really out there. Now they are very much acting like adults. They come out like tonight they were wearing black suits. They ditched the blood-soaked white suits, but they did stay. They still had them because they did make a mention that they couldn't get the Sting and Darby Allin's blood out of their $5,000 white suits or whatever the heck it was. So it's they are definitely getting that that visceral fan reaction from the audience. So we'll see how this goes down. I still have my money that the Young Bucks are going to end up winning the Tag Team Championship from Sting and Darby Allin, but we'll see. I am always interested to hear what your thoughts on the matter are. So please feel free to drop a comment below. What do you think about the Young Bucks, their new direction, and do you think they're going to be walking away with the AEW Tag Team Championships come Revolution? Let's discuss. Flipping my notes. So after the commercial break, we came back, and Tony Schiavone had Sammy Guevara come down to the ring for a little interview spot. Sammy Guevara going by the Spanish God. I'm not sure if the graphics he came out to are new. They felt new to me, and I liked them. His colors are a little bit brighter. He's got the whole like horned skeleton iconography going on in the back there, and I dug it. So if it's a newer intro for Sammy, I'm digging it. I like it, Sammy. Keep it up. To be honest, this promo spot was Don Callis came out. You had Powerhouse Hobs. He tried to run up and sneak attack Sammy. Sammy did dodge the initial attacks. He did get some licks in. He pulled one of his high flying moves where he jumped through the ropes and into Powerhouse Hobbs, who was on the outside of the ring. But then you had a bit of a shift where Powerhouse Hobbs took control, and he laid 2 spine busters on Sammy Guevara, and then just one hell of a power slam that just planted Sammy into the mat, and Sammy, I felt like they had to get like the chisels out to like get him off the mat. I'll tell you what, Powerhouse Hobbs, when he does those slams, he really executes those really well to really make it look like he's just planting his opponent into the mat. So kudos to that. Of course, this is gearing up for the the inevitable Powerhouse Hobbs Sammy Guevara match. I can't remember if it was officially announced for Revolution or not. I think it might have been, but I'm interested. I feel, as far as spots go, this didn't like further the story along because there's no real story between Powerhouse Hobbs and Sammy lovers, betrayal storyline going, whereas Sammy and Powerhouse is just two guys that don't like each other and are going to go after each other. So you don't have, a big storyline there. But if this was an appetizer of what we're going to see in the match, I'm vested. I want to see it. Samy. These are the types of matches that I really like, where you have a high flying, fast wrestler against a power big mountain of man meat. Because the high energy wrestler will be able to get off a lot of great moves using the big man meat as a base, and then the big man meat, when he wants to look like a titan and just like squash the smaller guy, he's going to be able to do that. So between Sam Guevara and Powerhouse Hobs, I am interested to see the match. I feel it's going to be an entertaining match. But that was really it for that segment. Then we went backstage again, caught up with Sky Blue, or as I like to call her, Sith Blue, and her Sith Master, Julia Hart. They called out Willow Nightingale, Chris Statlander, and Stokely Hathaway, Stooley Hathaway. Sky, or I should say Sith Blue, is not happy that Willow won by not honest means, which is funny because Sith is now a heel, and that's normally how the heels win. So it's a funny dynamic. But yeah, Julia Hart saying that she's gonna dig 3 graves, and one for Stat, one for Willow, and one for Stokely. So we will see who steps up and answers Sith Blue's challenge. Willow already stepped up to the bat. I feel now it's probably Chris Statlander's turn to step up to the bat, and we'll see what happens there. This, of course, is gonna culminate in a tag team match where these two are gonna go after each other, and I'm here for it. I actually feel like this is, even though this storyline has been like a little bit of a slower burn, I have been enjoying it. The matches that they have been having have been very entertaining matches. So I'm excited to see where this storyline goes for Sky Blue and Julia Hart and Chris Statton and Willow Nightingale and Stooley Hathaway. So this led us into our only female match of the night, which was Anna Jay versus Mariah May, which is quite the tongue twister if you try to get that out a little too fast. Anna Jay, Mariah May. Anna Jay, Mariah May. Anna Jay, she has really won me over. When I started watching AEW wrestling full time, I guess you could say, was last year, when Anna Jay was really regulated to the back, and you really didn't see her a lot. In the last few months, or since the end of 2023, the beginning of 2024, I feel like she has had a lot more matches to perform in, and she's really won me over. She sells really well. She is very athletic. She's really nimble. She pulled this one jumping flippy do trick over Mariah May tonight, that when she pulled it off, I was like, wow, damn, girl, wow, I didn't realize that she had that type of agility. So then Mariah May, in the beginning of the match, lots of grandstanding. You can tell that Mariah May is a good wrestler, right? Because when she's not grandstanding, and when she's not trying to be the Toni Storm fangirl understudy character that she's trying to be, when she actually wrestles, she just so overall, like this was a good match. Unfortunately, Mariah May did end up getting the Mayday and getting a clean 1-2-3 over Anna Jay. So now this puts Anna Jay at 0-2 because she did lose the last week's Rampage as well. I really hope that they start pushing Anna Jay a little bit more. I don't feel that this loss to Mariah May makes Anna Jay look weak, because the match was a great match, and she really was able to showcase a lot of her ability. I hope that they start giving her some wins from now on. And I would not mind seeing a Anna Jay Mariah May rivalry. One of the classic, best of three, best 2 out of 3 match type dealy bobbers. I would totally be down for that. But I do hope that Anna Jay starts getting the wins because she deserves it. She's such a good wrestler. She really deserves it. On the flip side, Mariah May, after everything that I said, she is starting to slowly win me over. Her character work with Toni Storm is good. I know that she kind of plays like the behind the scene, like kind of stooge character. That might not be the best way to say it, but like whenever she's with Tony and Toni Storm's butler, she's always like the odd person out, the one that is kind of like the butt of all the jokes, and whenever she's like, "Oh, Tony, I got a match tonight," Toni Storm is like, "What? Why am I here?" That type of thing. So, and in that context, in that group, it works really well. So seeing her come out and get wins like this, I storyline wise, it does build a case for her with Tony, which is cool. But she has slowly been winning me over as a wrestler, and hopefully sooner rather than later they will tell Mariah May to go out and wrestle. Don't worry about the grandstanding and all that. Your character work is great. Your character work is solid. We got you there. You're good. Just now go out and wrestle. And when that happens, I'm really excited to see Mariah May and what she can do in like a full 10-15 minute match where she's really like going at it. You know what I mean? So then we have a cool, refreshing drink after that. We checked back in with Renee Paquette, who had Cool Hand Ange and Ruby Soho. So we got a response back from Ruby Soho, who she doesn't need Saraya, and Saraya needs Ruby, and she called out Saraya. So we didn't get an official match card for it. Like we said, I'm sure it's going to end up being Cool Hand Ange and Ruby Soho versus Saraya and her brother. We're probably going to see Saraya versus Ruby Soho maybe on next week's Rampage, but I can see this intergender tag team match happening probably like at 0 hour for Revolution, which would be cool. Definitely be cool. Again, Ruby Soho, great work, great character work, man. She for a better part of 2023, when she was with the Outcasts, it really felt like they didn't have they didn't have a direction for her, but now, since she has broken away from the Outcast, and since she's had this storyline, she's Ruby Soho, I feel, has just built a really strong character, really compelling character that knows how to cut a promo, which back in 2023, and I might have said it in a past review, but she was not strong with promos, and now she's coming out and she's cutting good promos. So kudos to Ruby for that, and I'm excited to see what we got in store for next week, which I'm sure it's going to happen on Rampage, and I'm excited. So this does bring us to our main event, which was Jake Hager with the mascot of the Drillers, Hornsby, at ringside, versus Roderick Strong with Tavin and Bennett ringside for Roddy Strong. The whole Undisputed Kingdom thing that they got going. And it was a good main event match. I enjoyed at first with the mascot. So if you don't watch, or if you didn't get to see Rampage tonight, so Hornsby, this mascot of the Drillers, is your stereotypical sports team mascot. He's a blue ox or a blue cow, right? And he's out there and he's he's playing with the crowd, and he's getting the crowd to get behind Jake Hager, and and Taven and Bennett are like not having it, and like towards the end of the match they start like coming to intimidate Hornsby, but at the same time you still have the match going on. This match was really a tale of two matches, so the first half of the match was definitely like Jake Hager, and again, Jake Hager, a wrestler who for a good amount of time I really haven't seen perform, and seeing him perform tonight, I was really impressed. He did the, dare I say, the giant thing where he did a lot of like no sells, like where Roderick Strong like would like do a roundhouse kick into him, or a chop or a punch, and Jake Hager would no sell it, and then would come back and would lay into Roderick Strong and knock Roderick Strong down. And then towards the middle of the match, then that's when you had Roderick Strong come in. He started taking control, using a lot of his speed and a lot of his agility to counteract Jake Hager's power, which was definitely cool. We'll get to that at the end of the match there. But after that, that's when the shenanigans started to happen, where you had Taven and Bennett. Really, they were they started to like really go after Hornsby, and before they could like there was a cool spot where like Hornsby like grabbed one of those like confetti popper things and like popped it into their face, and Taven and Bennett they were about to jump on top of Hornsby, but then Orange Cassidy's music kicks in. Orange Cassidy comes out, and Hornsby of course disappears, to which you had Taven and Bennett start beating on Orange Cassidy. Well, before that happens, Orange Cassidy was able to somehow got Jake Hager's favorite hat back, and tossed it over to Jake Hager, so he had a little bit of a power up because he got his hat. So he started beating down on Roderick Strong again. But like I said, Taven and Bennett just really started beating on Orange Cassidy. They threw Orange Cassidy into the ring and cast some distraction, which let Roderick Strong get a low blow in, and that's how Roderick Strong ended up getting the pin on Jake Hager. So the Undisputed Kingdom walks away with a W, casting distraction and using that to the best of their ability. So for that, it did its job, but unfortunately I feel like it took away from the wrestling of these two wrestlers, who, if given the chance, could have put on a great match, because they were doing a fantastic match. And it wasn't, and people that have seen our reviews and people that have tuned into to the live streams, y'all know that I'm all about the lucha libre. I'm all about that high flying. I'm all about those like 720 swanton bombs and all. Yes, give that to me. Give it to me, baby. So when I say that without that, someone was having a good match, it was a good match. It was a riveting match. It was well thought out, and then shenanigans happened, and the focus left the match and went to the storyline, so which was sad, but that was our Rampage for tonight. But it did start turning kind of into a spot fest. The Anna J. Mariah was just straight up wrestling, and it was good. It was a good match. So, and that, my friends, that brings us to the end of the Rampage Cleanup Crew review. So if you're tuning in, thank you for tuning in. Please, if you have not, do all the social media things, like, thumbs up, share, send by pigeon, whatever, but definitely, help our channel grow. Two other announcements. We have a Patreon, the Bi-Conics Patreon. So if you join up to you do get to watch some of the PL what are they called now? You get to watch a lot of the big shows with us, and there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff too that is strictly for the Patreon people. So please feel free to check that out. And also, if you are in the New Jersey, New York, PA, Connecticut area, Delaware even, we are going to be attending our first convention, May 18th and 19th, the Wrestle Show New Jersey, the Wrestle Show NJ, which is going to be held down in the Middletown Sports Complex in Middletown, New Jersey. There's going to be a lot of great talent there. As a matter of fact, Mariah is going to be there, Julia Hart, Sky Blue, Kurt Angle, just to name a few. So May 18th, 19th, please come out. The night of the 18th, which is a Saturday night, they are actually having a live wrestling event after the convention. So you can stick around with that. And if you come say hi to us, because we're gonna have a table there, and we're super excited. So SOCKS. I hope you all enjoyed. This has been the Cleanup Crew. I am Adolfo, the Nerdy Puerto Rican, and for the mix, Billy Stark's outro. Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another Vibe Tribe production. What's gonna happen next time? Well, you're gonna have to tune in to find out. But until then, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, and as always, make sure that you keep the good times rolling. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time.